All right.
But I know you're going to say but, right?
You're gonna talk about ass? Why not? Are you staring at my ass? Yeah. Yeah, show. Are you staring at my ass? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. uh, Voice actor Molly's on, and she voices a character in Ether Gazer. I think her name is Lingguang, and people meme about her lines when she says like it's hard. So that's also kind of rude too, but you know it's fine. At least it gives me a giggle.
Well, don't get soft on me
so
now. What, did you suddenly grow a conscience?
Why you have to say that right after right after you what the other you says it's hard? Oh my.
It's hard, isn't it? Well, don't get soft on me now. It's hard, isn't it?
I'm sorry. This can't wait. Hold up.
Don't forget to let your friends in on the action.
Don't forget let your friends in on the action. I see, Necron. But that count pressing the wrong buttons. It does
I was
not
like,
count.
All right, Chad. If you caught that in a quick second, you can.
Fine. Command. Clip that. Okay, let's see. Yes! Her! Yes, please, please, please. Yes, yes, yes.
Well fought,
I'm
my young
happy.
friends.
I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm very happy. I'm I'm happy. I need to see more of her. Wait, no, 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 no. Oh my goodness, it's so huge. It's just so huge. It's just so huge. Wait. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Okay, can you...
Wait, ads are starting now of all times? Now? Not 2 minutes in? 3 minutes in?
I 100% have gone crazy. You will understand why I am crazy for Firefly. I can't. Too happy. See, I told you.
I need to do
At the
this.
start of the stream, I was like, if
Okay,
you
have
are
that
super
there
happy,
just
you
in
might need
case
to seek
something goes
therapy,
weird.
okay?
Although I set
Alright,
something
I
to
think
like
I need
ask B
therapy.
before I do that. Let's see what else do I need to do.
Oh my
bingo.
goodness.
Right,
How many
right,
clips
bingo.
am I just gonna get of myself just being like,
Just
yeah,
do a regular
I'm so
old bingo.
happy.
You
I'm
know?
extremely happy. I know I don't sound.
I wish
I
the
know some
stream
people
bingo
will be
thing
like,
shows in
out of
chat.
context, like, why this
Because
guy
if it
doesn't
did,
sound happy. No,
then
I'm
it'd feel a lot better.
in fact, I am elated.
Because
okay?
then VOD Squad on YouTube would understand why I keep talking about bingo
This is how
every time.
This is how to happen. We have to live.
Why are you blushing, Master Yanqing?
He likes being called daddy. I mean, what?
This is, the first time someone has called me master. I need to, get used to it.
Oh my, actually, wait, I was actually correct. I know I said daddy, but you know, it's basically the same thing, you know? No, I think he's developing a kink.
The Darkling is a smash, 100%.
Yeah, I think we've all pretty much said smash.
You have to understand
But yeah, this is going to be a just yap stream. Analysis slash yap stream. Because I feel like it. I actually didn't know what I had zero plan today. And I knew I wasn't gonna have a plan because actually I'll talk about it once we get into just chatting. I mean, we are just chatting, but you know what I mean. Once you actually see my dang model moving.
Oh.
Oh. I was only faking it, guys. I was just being ooh funny.
I already called the bingo. I cannot uncall it.
Thanks for the 1 damage stuff. I appreciate it. It's Nanatan. Oh, Nanatan has a click. Richest man in the world. I want you to entertain you. You're playing a card game.
Oh no.
I'll play 13. Well, Nanatan will demonstrate. Allow him to demonstrate.
It's not. I guess you have to have 13 or something.
Jackpot. He's the winner. Congratulations.
Win immediately. What the fuck?
Ah, man.
Congratulations.
Cool fucking game. I love this.
Anyway, I heard the notif. You guys
great.
are out of ad
wasn't
purgatory.
bored at all.
Well, let's just go to just chatting. Also, before we start and everything, do tell me if everything is okay, audio okay, and all that fun jazz. And if not, then I'll look into it. If it's just, mic, if it's mic too loud, mic too quiet, then of course I'll adjust accordingly. If it's mic sounds weird, then I'll look into it off stream, because I mean I could do it on stream now because I'm not really doing anything in particular, but you know. I will also say that because of this new thing with collaborations, I am on slight alert. I know, but Kiyo, you don't need to be on alert. But the thing is, I'm okay with someone knocking today. So okay, for anyone who's out of the loop in terms of Twitch. Twitch added this thing called collaborations, or they been having it kind of, but you can now by default. This is by default. By default, okay. Let me check the whole thing. Okay. By default, channels you follow, partners and affiliates. Sorry, not or and affiliates. And whoever you mark as a favorite, which by default you would not have anyone. So, those people are allowed to knock on your stream. So what that means is that someone can literally just go ahead and click a knock button if they are allowed to, and I get a notif that they want to join in like being in the stream. I am allowing it today because this is kind of just a vibe stream, and I don't mind whoever joins. For the most part, I've said specifically to only my favorites, so these are people I specifically know. Not know, but like I know I've interacted with them quite a bit, and or they are pretty well tied into Kiyo as a brand. Like for example, despite me not actually like talking to JC like much, other than like in the JC model fam Discord or model JC fam Discord, and commissions, of course, because I commissioned her for the model. I had her in because she's technically the one who did everything for the model and everything. So, you know. And then of course I have never collabed in like Andy. I've never really collabed with or like CJ, but they're cool, and I've interacted with them quite a bit. So they might not feel the same way. I'm gonna be honest, they might not feel the same way and if that's the case, then oh well. But I like them. So if they want to knock on my door for streams, then they're allowed to. And of course, like the usual, like the homies, Steph, Sarge, and Nana10, Kiyosen, Thom, various other people, who I'll not name for just for the sake of too many people, right? But yeah, that is that. But we're not gonna focus on that. If someone knocks on my door, they want to play games with me or whatever, well, we may change to playing games. But for now, let's yap about Civ 7. But before we do that, I want to talk about okay, first YouTube. For those of you who haven't followed or aren't sub to my YouTube, you know, go YouTube. Because I do want to post more content there. I will say this stream specifically, I kind of want to turn this one into a YouTube video. I'm not saying the VOD, because I will, disclaimer, I'm actually going to not have this be a VOD. This will be unarchived. So because we're not really doing anything in particular, unless plans change within that, which in that case, sure, we'll change it and we'll allow it, because we may be doing something else entirely. But for the sake of things, I do want to do a video analyzing Civ 7. For those of you who don't know, I am a big Civ fan. I know I'm more so in the recent like Civ series, so like 5 and 6. 5 is the one that I really like, and 6 is something that I like to play as well. I'd say between Civ 5 and Civ 6, I don't know which one I'd like better. But Civ 5 is big in my heart, mostly because that's the one that I'd say made me a gamer in the first place. I don't want to say like I never was a gamer beforehand, but this is the one that like made me a strategy gamer. Civ 5 made me realize strategy games are my jam. So there we go. And Civ 7, I'm feeling like it's starting to scratch that itch as well. I mean, of course, it's Civ, but before we continue though, let's talk about what's happening on okay, YouTube. I already mentioned, like, yeah, I want to do a Civ 7 analysis video, so this will be the video. I will just be using this stream to do all that. I'll try to upload it by the end of today, because I do want to do it by today. No, and by the way, no, okay, disclaimer, I did not fly to Baltimore to play a demo of Civ 7. No, I'm not one of the lucky people. So, yeah, unfortunately, I'm going off of basically what I'm seeing on YouTube videos and news from other sources, so I can't really say much about that. But otherwise, oh wait, what's this DM? Oh, it's not a DM. Okay. Oh no, it's this. Okay. Just a notif. Never mind. I thought I got a DM, but no, it's not. Actually, in fact, if it is a DM, I feel like, okay, I know we're going to a tangent. But for those of you who don't know, I like to leave my status on Discord on Do Not Disturb, because it's the default, because sometimes I'm just working on stuff, but then I realize I like to mute notice for like certain channels and stuff, so I kind of don't need to do it. So I think for the sake of things, I know I've said this like a long time ago. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try to put myself on online so that I don't have my status on Do Not Disturb, which will freaking intimidate people. But I have not been doing that. Maybe that's why people are freaking asking for collabs for me, is because they see Do Not Disturb and they get scared. If you have Discord, like, feel free to tell me, like, do you guys prefer if I'm on Do Not Disturb, or do you care if I'm on Do Not Disturb, or would you rather me be on the green online thing, because that makes you less scared? But anyway, welcome on in, Seung. Welcome. today's stream is I have no idea what I'm gonna do, therefore I'm yapping about Civ 7. But how you doing? How you doing? But yeah, Discord. Because I'm streaming today right now, I'm gonna keep myself on Do Not Disturb. So there's that. But as for other things, YouTube, I did upload a short about HSR. I just think it's so funny how Jiao Cho is lore wise a healer, but in game he's not he doesn't heal at all. I think it's funny, and that's why I made that short. All right, it's a little sarcastic short, but you know it is what it is. Actually, how well is it doing? Let me check. 500 views. Okay, not bad. But yeah. Obviously I'm not pulling for JoJo because I'm a waifu only account, so yeah, I don't really care. I am okay. I will say, since we're in the topic of Star Rail, I am concerned about who is going to be rerun in 2.5. Because you all know that I am 100% gunning for Fei Xiao. I'm going for Lingsha as well. The only people who I would be concerned about being rerun would be Topaz and Robin. Those are the two people that I want, like that I really want, but I don't have. So if they rerun any one of those two in any of Fei Xiao or Lingsha's banners, I feel like I'm gonna get cooked. Unless I get extremely lucky and I get Fei Xiao and Lingsha super early. Which in that case, we're good. But that's not gonna happen. I'd be surprised if that happens. So yeah, I'm going to hope, this is my big hopium, that Fei Xiao is gonna have Black Swan because she's also wind. And Lingsha will have someone else. I don't know who. I am scared that it might be Robin. But I hope that it's someone because that's the one I'm concerned. The Lingsha one, I'm concerned that it could be Robin. I'd be surprised if they do Firefly again, because I feel like Lingsha is gonna be like okay, for those of you who missed on what I theory crafted on what Fei Xiao and Lingsha was, I said that Fei Xiao was gonna be basically Acheron, but for like attacking. So I need to look at Moonrage again, because I don't know I forget what the mechanic is for Moonrage. No, not this. I just saw Boris and enemy. Where's the enemy? No, I don't want to see Boris in the race. I want to see Boris in the enemy. Dang it. Okay. Do enemy. What the heck? Okay. I believe these are normal / elites. So let me. Wait, I can't see. Wait, where is this? It's showing me that there's Boris in here, but I don't see it. Borison. Wait, the second one. Okay, no. It's it's probably here, isn't it? Oh, wait. Eclipse Wolf Trooper. Okay. There you go. And then they have a unique status effect called Moonrage. Okay. After a friendly unit launches an attack, applies 1 stack of Bloodlust, who can enter to friendly units who can enter the Moonrage effect. Okay, so we know that like Fei Xiao has the Moonrage thing, right? Based on the drip marketing. So, assuming that's the case, I believe she's gonna have that as well. So whenever an ally attacks, I assume, because I don't think she's gonna like have a talent that will help her go into like a different form. I feel like there's gonna be like Acheron, where whenever someone attacks or doesn't attack, she gets a stack of her like whatever, and then charges her ultimate, right? Moon Rage. I don't know, but and yeah, that's what I feel like Fei Xiao is gonna be. Basically, she's not gonna be Nihility, of course. She's hot, but you get what I mean. Like whenever someone doesn't attack, charges her ult, and whenever she has enough stacks, she ults. Big ult, Acheron style, probably. But yeah. And then for Lingsha, I felt like she's gonna have the summon, that little fox little thingy in her thing, and she's gonna use it to heal, maybe attack as well. I don't know, but I feel like she's gonna be attack based, like similar to Locha, and then maybe like she may have like a trace or something that says, oh, if someone is like needs healing or like gets below a threshold or something, she'll clutch heal, kind of like Locha, or the summon will clutch heal, or maybe it'll like action advance and it'll clutch heal. I don't know, but that's what I think. And then Lingsha herself will be attack skill, and so her skill but might just be another attack, so she can probably like be similar to like Gallagher with break, because Lingsha is the exact same typing and everything as Gallagher. So I mean, she's probably Gallagher power creep but with a summon and does actual damage. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking myself. But of course, not everyone is gonna build a Lingsha like that. Like for example, not everyone builds Locha like that, right? Because if Locha is just attack only, he's just gonna be extremely squishy, and he could literally just get one shot. That's literally his weakness, is allies getting one shot. So don't I assume, I mean, it's probably the same case for most healers, I'd say, but still, it is something you gotta be careful about. Anyway, Star Rail aside, I know this is a stream about Civ, right? We're talking about Star Rail. Okay. Civ 7. For those of you, actually, I don't want to. I feel like I'm looping back again. Okay, Civ 7. Now that it is no longer August 20th, which is the day where we got all that information on Tuesday for maybe 2-ish or 3 p.m. I think the Gamescom showed Civ 7 stuff, but 4:30 they showed the gameplay showcase. And then there are people who actually played the game in Baltimore. So I will say right now, I have not played the game in Baltimore. I did not fly to Baltimore. I don't have the money. So yeah. But I can still say my thoughts based on what I saw from either the gameplay showcase itself or from what other people have said. So, for example, I actually just, right before stream started, I actually listened to Potato McWhiskey talk about independent people. And yeah, I liked the sound of what he said in with independent people. For those of you who don't know, independent people, basically kind of like city states. It's like the replacement for both city states and barbarians. So for those of you who don't know, Civ 6, if you don't play Civ 6, they have a game mode called Barbarian Clans, where barbarians, their encampments, can be dealt with diplomatically. You can give them gold to make them stop attacking you, or going into your lands. You can make them can bribe them to attack someone else and all that fun jazz. And yeah. I actually really like Barbarian Clans because like you can do that, and then eventually they'll turn into an actual city state. At least in Civ 6, but in Civ 7, they are just independent people. Whether or not they're hostile or not, it depends on the independent people. But otherwise, you can also do stuff diplomatically with it. Actually, I should be going to another spot. Actually, wait. I want to try seeing if I can time this. Okay, well, I timed it terribly, but it's okay. I thought I had a little thing. Hold on. Where's chat? Okay, so for those of you wondering what I'm doing, what I'm trying to do is have no overlay this time. I'm gonna use a 0 overlay. I wanna test. I'll say A. No. Oh well, not like it matters. In that case, we'll just go to the other thing. Because I never really looked into doing a no overlay thing. Because I want to do no overlay for like certain things like this. But you know, sometimes I do cover the screen. Okay. What are your thoughts on overlays, chat? Do you prefer not having them or do you prefer having them? Because I like having them personally, but I see a lot of people saying they don't like it. Because I hate it because I hate no overlay because I don't like covering the screen. But it depends on the game. Like it hard depends on the game. If there's something in the wherever I'm at, then yeah, then you don't want to be there. But otherwise, like if I'm looking at something like right now, like this, or if I'm playing like Civ or something that may require, that I may prefer you guys seeing, I would like to not cover the screen. So in this context, I would prefer not to cover the screen for your guys' sake. But yeah. Since we were on the topic of independent people, let's go to that part where they talked about it. Ages, leaders. Introduction. I know there's independent people. Wait. To have independent people, right? So there's right now is the Magyar, as you can see here. Shout out to any Hungarian fans out there. Because I know a friend who's Hungarian. So anyway, you can like befriend them. You can like maybe
initial hostilities are tempered over time.
Incite raid, so you could make them target someone else. For example, like mercenary. I know this is like very bare bones at the moment, but I mean this is the antiquity age, which is literally the beginning of the game. So I assume so. I don't know. Maybe this is this feels more medieval age than anything really. Like if you look at what they're wearing, it feels more exploration age, because this feels like more medieval. And I believe exploration age is like around the medieval age. I'm assuming tech wise antiquity age is going to be from ancient era to around medieval-ish, but not like all of medieval. And then exploration is going to be like from medieval-ish, like near the middle to the end of medieval, to maybe like around industrial. like industrial-ish, and then the modern era is gonna be like modern to info era. Like modern atomic info, or you could be like near the end of the industrial era to around maybe to info age, or maybe even future age. Who knows? They're probably still giant death robots, I assume, right? Because this is Civ we're talking about. Surely there should still be giant death robots. But yeah, also my ear's still hurting. I did mention this on Tuesday, but I had this little like pimple thing on my left ear. So sometimes when I wear my headphones, my ear would maybe like touch like near like the top of the headphone. Not like my ear would touch like the literal top of it, but like when it's covered, there's like a boundary, you know. So it touched the top boundary of the inside of the muffler. I don't know what it's called, but the place where you put your ear in, and yeah. And so sometimes it just hurts. That's why if you were in if you saw me in Beanie's stream on Tuesday, because I was in our stream Tuesday, we're playing Phasmo and keep talking, nobody explodes. So yeah, I'm sure Beanies will absolutely be able to conquer her fear of Morse code at some point. But yeah, anyway, I like what I heard from Potato McWhiskey. I actually should have gotten. I should not have closed the tab for that video, because he had mentioned that when you have enough support for the independent people, they'll turn into an actual city state, and then you can become the suzerain. And the suzerain bonus, you pick from a bunch of random. He said a bunch of random, by the way. City state suzerain bonuses. And the first person who becomes a suzerain picks it. So I really like that idea of helping the independent people become a city state and like shaping their culture, or quote unquote culture, with the suzerain bonus. So I actually like it a lot, but actually no, but I just like it a lot, because you can tailor like a city state. Like if you play diplomatically, you could tailor a city state to help you out, or you could tailor a city state to in cases like you feel like, oh, this person or this city this city state is near someone else, and that person probably wants to befriend that city. Oh my goodness, hiccuping. Water. You get if you have someone who is near that city state to and they are gonna want to be friends with them instead, and you know you're probably not gonna compete against that, you can also simply just become their suzerain first, and then just have them have a bonus that might not be useful. That might be slightly useful to you, but you know is useless for that person, and then you can just click on that instead. So you could choose suzerain bonuses that might not like benefit you, but benefits them a lot less. Like for example, it's like spite picking, right? I kind of like it. I like the idea of like Diplo being like a bigger part in like this regard. I mean, you can also just conquer the frickin' independent people, right? That's also an option, but you know, I like it. I like the idea of independent people based on what I've heard from Potato McWhiskey. So, I also heard from him that he said that religion wasn't really a thing. There are pantheons, but he said that there wasn't really a actual religion. This could simply be because of the antiquity age. It might just not be an antiquity age thing. It could also be that Potato McWhiskey also just didn't fulfill the requirements for a religion. But based on what I'm hearing from him, I'm going to assume religion is just not it's just not an antiquity age thing. Although I feel like it would be. Like around like medieval era, I'd say is around where the religions are being made. Or at least most, if not like all of them. Like the ones that we know today. So I feel like maybe there just wasn't a big enough focus. He didn't do a big focus on religion. I don't know what religion is like as a mechanic in the game, so I can't really comment on religion. They didn't even talk about it in the showcase. I've seen the showcase. I've seen all of it. I have heard zero talk about any kind of religion whatsoever. So I can't really say anything on that topic. But based on what Potato McWhiskey said, I'm going to be skeptically optimistic about religion, because I feel like they just didn't show it, right? They're probably still working on like how they want religion to be like. I'm okay with what religion was like. Actually, no. Wait, let me think about that. I don't know. Religion. We'll talk. I don't know. And we're talking about like in-game religion. We're not talking about like IRL religions. So, I do have in the rules. Don't talk about religion. The in-game kind is okay. So Civ religions. So like, if you make crabs your religion, that's okay. But if we're talking about actual like Christianity, like Islam, Buddhism, and all that, all those other religions, please don't. Thank you very much. But yeah. Let's see. I guess I could just play the thing while we're here. Actually, I'll skip to gameplay. I like Sid Meier, don't get me wrong, but I do want to go here. We're gonna have this as like a background as well, so y'all know what's going on. Okay.
It is the dawn of a new age.
Oh, a little quiet.
The age of antiquity.
Okay.
Where humanity begins to take its first steps into the annals of history. The great fair.
Okay, so now we're talking about leaders. Very nice pause right there. Anyway, some people like the looks of leaders. Some people don't. I mean, ships people are probably okay with so far. It's more so like Augustus, who like people say look weird. I mean, I don't care too. Obviously, it's the work of progress. I don't really care too much about the graphics personally. I'm very much a gameplay boy, but if I were to agree with some people, yeah, I agree. Some people do look weird. I guess some people also talk about the units look like freaking Titans. I mean, didn't freaking Civ 5 also look like Titans Civ 6 as well? So I mean, well. Civ 6 is the exception. It's probably an exception because of the art style. Civ 5 though, they kind of were Titans though. So I don't know. I don't mind it too hard, but you know, if you want to have like a lot more but tiny people, so there's like Sarge, Sarge sized people in Civ 7, yeah, I wouldn't mind it either. Or if they were Titans, I don't mind it either, right? But yeah. I will say right now, accidentally pressed this thing, but I, for whatever reason, in my initial stream of reacting to the official gameplay showcase, I thought when they were talking about the ages, I know we're in the leaders right now, but the ages, I thought they said that like when you change to like each age, you change your civ, right? So you become from like change from Egypt to like Songhai, for example. I thought the leader would also change. Nope, I'm wrong. You'll keep the leader forever. So if you pick Egypt, if you pick Hatshepsut, you stay as Hatshepsut until the end of the game. If you pick freaking Ben Franklin, you stay as Ben until the end of the game. I remember I saw Benjamin Franklin as like the Mongolians in I think it was an Ursa Ryan drawing. And for those of you who don't know, I like to browse Reddit. And sometimes I see r/civ, and sometimes I see the Ursa Ryan's like little series of I draw civ stuff until Civ 7 comes out. And I've been really enjoying it. So if somehow you're watching this, Ryan, I appreciate what you did in Reddit. Gives me a good chuckle every time. But Navigable Rivers, you already know I freaking love it. Because whenever I saw rivers in like any Civ game, I thought, why are people not utilizing this? Or why does this not feel like it's giving much bigger impact than it does? I know it's like, oh, Civ 6, the navigable rivers or the rivers, like help with stuff like adjacency for commercial hubs and maybe trade routes. Same thing with Civ 5 as well. So like you get better stuff from settling next to a river. But I didn't feel like it didn't feel like an actual impact for me. It just felt like a number and that's it. The fact that we're seeing like, I mean, yeah, still numbers at the end of the day, but I feel like navigable rivers feel more alive. So I'm glad that they added navigable rivers. There are also the regular rivers that we're used to as well, so don't worry, the good old vanilla Civ 5, Civ 6 rivers are still there. Just be next to it and you know, you get the bonuses or whatever. So there's still that, don't worry. But otherwise, let's see. Is there anything else we could talk about? I don't know how wonders work. I assume it's the same as in all the Civ games. I mean, Civ is notorious for its, oh, if you build a wonder, no one else can build it, right? So I'm assuming that is the same case here. So yeah. I do like that each Civ, if you pick a Civ, you do get like a production bonus towards constructing a specific wonder that is associated to that Civ like historically. So for example, Egypt gets more production towards constructing the pyramids. I think Rome has more production towards constructing the Colosseum, for example, like another one. I don't remember the other ones off the top of my head, but I do like that because it really, it depends on the wonder, right? But I mean, generally, it's going to be based off of like what kind of Civ they are. So, for example, Egypt in the Antiquity Age is cultural and economic. You see right here. I believe Rome is like cultural and militarist, and then like whatchamacallit, freaking Axum. Actually, I think Axum is also culture and economic. Actually, I mean, you have the Civ 7 site as well, so I can also check this out. I was on here because I was checking like what the difference between these two are. if I had to buy one, if I had to buy like a non-standard edition, a definitely deluxe, I would not go for this personally, unless you really really love Civ and you're like a big fanboy. I mean, I am a fan, but I'm also a fan of not wasting my money. So there's that. Oh yeah, wait. Where is it? Game guide. Okay, there you go. No, I have it here. I'm an idiot. Civs. So you can check here. Like Axum is also cultural and economic, as you can see here. Maya, I haven't seen Maya, but Maria, I believe, is militarist and something else. Scientific. Okay. Militarist is scientific. And then Maya, I believe, is scientific and Diplo. When I read it like a while ago. Yeah, Diplo science. Of course, you're not limited to only 5 of these. That would be freaking cringe, right? Exploration, you also have the Shawnee, which is the perk you get from pre-ordering. Okay, that's Ben. Okay. The Shawnee is economic and political. Ooh, political. I know we said in the rules no politics, but we're not talking about that kind of politics. All right. Yeah, settlements built adjacent to navigable rivers and gain increased food on rivers, but cities not built adjacent to a navigable river receive less food. Okay. Got food. Bread dance. All this fun jazz. I'm not gonna read all of this, because we'll probably like read it once I play the game and we reach exploration age. Okay. Obviously I'm going to for sure pre-order freaking Civ 7. This is specifically a Civ you get if you pre-order the game. So whenever that happens, I don't know. I love how I pause this moment. But yeah, they also each Civ also has like unique units and like buildings. So in Egypt you have the Medjay, which is a infantry with no maintenance. You get combat strength in friendly territory, and more if you're stationed on the settlement. And then you got your Mastaba and Mortuary Temple, which are unique like buildings which you can add on a district. I love the district system personally. I think it's a very cool change. I think it's very helpful because I think it makes it more streamlined for new players. And I like being able to bring new players into Civ. I mean, I'm addicted to Civ. I actually played Civ 2 days ago because he said it was like, so one of my friends like us addicted to Civ. It's like, oh man, I love Civ 7. Let's practice so you understand Civ 7. I mean, it's not Civ 7, Civ 6, but let's play Civ 6 to prepare for Civ 7, right? So yeah, actually I did 2 runs of it. One run we scrapped because I died I lost my capital because we're playing on immortal difficulty. I forgot I tend to play on Emperor because we're not that tryhard. But I had a really bad neighbor. I was on the coast. I started on the coast. I was Mali, and I was next to Norway. I was next to Norway, and I'm in the coast. That's very bad. And I didn't even get to settle all the cities I wanted to settle either. So, yeah. And it's on Immortal, so they have freaking military. So, very bad. And if I had went the other way, I would have bumped into India. And this is Chandragupta India. So this is the one that hates people who are next to them. So, fortunately, I didn't really want to settle near him. So, I was cool with that. But yeah, I still died to Harold. And then the next one, I am doing okay so far. I played, who am I? I think I'm Scythia. We play random, so I'll Scythia. I normally don't play War Civ, so Scythia. I have my settlements prepared and everything, and my people are very ecstatic, and we're doing pretty good. So yeah, and then we reduced the difficulty down to Emperor, just so we could be a little bit more comfy. But anyway, enough about Civ 6. Civ 7. I love the district system. It's great. It's so you have rural districts, which is based off of your population, and then urban districts is based off of buildings. And I love this system because you can mix and match buildings. Like each district can hold like a number of buildings, probably more based off of techs and based off tech. So I think this is going to be a very good system. There are some people who don't like the simplicity of it. It's like, oh, it's simple, but it's also hard to master. I actually like those kinds of games because it makes it easier for new people. I love games that allow new people, whether new people to the genre or new people to the game, become like more easily like able to pick up the game and like actually learn. Because it's like, okay, for those of you who don't know, I also really like Stellaris, and when like I actually have one of the boys. Okay, I have different figures. One of my friends, which is in the other friend group, who is not, we're not talking about the guy who I was talking about earlier, but this person has never played Stellaris. Fortunately, they did add a cooperative thing, which allows people to play as one empire. So you have multiple people in one empire, but I am not a fan of how complex the game looks at the start when you first start the game. Because when I first started the game, I will be honest, pretty overwhelming. When I played Crusader Kings 2, when I first opened Crusader Kings 2, I was overwhelmed. I didn't know what the frick I was doing. I'm not talking about the one where I collab with Thom, Bean, and B. Not that one. I think me and B didn't know what we were doing, but I somewhat like kind of like held on. I don't know about B, but and then Thom and Bean, they both know what they're doing. They played Crusader Kings, but I've kind of felt very intimidated by Crusader Kings. I feel like it's just a lot of like, oh, this thing probably not that important. This thing very important, and you should check it. Sometimes you just don't know which ones are super important, which ones are not. I think that's the main thing, is if the UI is good at letting you know if this thing is super important to pay attention to and which is not. And people have had their issues with the Civ 7 AI, not AI, UI. AI, well, I heard people said that like, I personally like smarter AI as opposed to AI that just gets more bonuses. But I did hear, I think, talk from, I think, Sid Meier himself, or like someone in the Firaxis team say that if that they could make smarter AI, it's just that if they make them too smart, then they will just accuse them of cheating, right? And like people think that it won't be fun to play against. And I kind of want to see them experiment with like smarter AI. Like have a difficulty based on how smart the AI is. Have a difficulty based on like the usual. So because I do want to be able to outsmart the AI, of course, like there shouldn't be like impossible. Actually, you know what? Yeah, let's have an impossible AI. I just want to see like how the AI would like how Civ devs would make the AI, because I do want to see them like make good AI, like smart AI I should say, not like you know, the AI that just gets the big bonus. And like, man, I start with what freaking Civ 6. I think deity is like 4 settlers. I don't freaking remember, man. But welcome on in, DJ. Yeah, we're just yapping about Civ 7. As you can see here, we have each I have not flown to Baltimore to play Civ 7 myself, so I can't say like my personal thoughts on like everything because I don't know everything. I have seen like, for example, there are some units that have like unique actions like scouts. I think the
Scout begins
trying to
survey
remember.
and map the surrounding lands.
Does
As
this
our
one show it?
population grows, a new granary
No, it's not
is
this
built
one.
to store food
I
for
don't
hungry
think.
mouths.
But oh yeah, as you can see, like the city has grown a pop, and now I believe, wait, or is this the granary? Wait, no, this is the granary. Never mind. Wait. Yeah, you can place buildings on like you place buildings on the tiles now, which I like it. I'm not really as high for Civ 7 from what I've seen. I understand, like it's very, very divisive, Civ 7. Some people like it. Some people just call it Humankind 2. A lot more excited for Ara. I remember. I think you mentioned that as well. I need to look into it myself. I really see everything. I don't know if I'm gonna play Ara. I feel like I'm too much in struggle arc to even like consider like buying too many games right now, because we have Civ, I have Risk of Rain, I have gameplay for Ara. Tell me more. Tell me more. But okay, for those of you who don't know, Humankind is a game that I really hope to have that for their potential. I like how Amplitude shown that there is a system like with the swapping with the cultures and stuff. I actually really like that, but their execution wasn't the best. I'm hoping that Civ 7 can be that improvement. Like they're gonna take the reins and improve upon this culture system. I like the ages system. Like I know there are people gonna not like it, but I personally like it. but yeah, as you can see, they're building a granary on this flat desert tile. Very unfortunate flat desert tile. Okay, well, actually, I'm seeing that flat desert is giving a production and happiness. Yeah, watch it. Only just arrived home. Getting a positive reception from Reddit. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna deal with desert, because I know there's like some like there's different freaking whatchamacallits rural districts. I believe are mostly like one note so far that I've seen in the antiquity age. So for example, once this pop grows, wait.
Its location decided, a new district is formed, and construction begins. With more food
This is
available,
granary.
our people look to make improvements to the land.
Okay, so you can see right here, flat desert. This is an oasis, but it has a resource as dates. So I don't know if dates are a luxury or a bonus, but it gives +2 food and 2 happiness. So that's nice. But as you can see, like we're building like a little dates like farm or plantation or whatever this is, and then the option for these ones are specifically like fisheries, and then this is like a farm or a ranch or whatever. So I'd say pretty one note in terms of rural districts, but I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like that rural districts are simple, because you know the meme, right? Like it's not much, but it's honest work, or like farmers are like very simple. I kind of like that, because it kind of emulates how Can you link videos? Let me make sure you can. Hold on. I'm trying to remember if it's allow or permit. Okay. There you go. You should be safe now. But yeah. Okay. 53 minutes of gameplay from game. Oh, it was also in Gamescom. Oh man, I should have watched. Oopsie doodles. Jeez. But yeah, I watched it at some point. Not right now though, because I do want to talk about Civ at the moment. Oh, okay. YouTube link. Much better. Wait, who's this from? Raptor. Oh, I don't know who Raptor is, but okay. All right, I'll look into it later though. Like, I'm into strategy games, so I like to see like people like innovate on these kinds of games. It's great. Like I applaud humankind for their innovation, but not the gameplay. Like I think I'd probably be more okay with it if it just was more if it was more worked on. Like I think it just needed more time. Like I know like people also are like not fans of like the lead or the leader. Like you make your own leader, right? It's just like custom. You can make a custom guy you can play as various other people, right? And I think some people are not fans of that. I personally am okay with it. Like I could just make myself, right? Like I like seeing like my friends in like humankind. Like I like it personally, but it's not everyone's cup of tea. And I know like various of my friends are not fans of humankind. It was very unbalanced. Yeah, like I said, that's why I'm like not a fan of the gameplay because it felt very unbalanced. I felt like I was like kind of steamrolling the AI. I mean, obviously you're supposed to steamroll the AI, but it was my first time playing, and I freaking steamrolled the AI, and I didn't know what the frick I was doing, and I steamrolled the AI. That's how bad it is. Like I mean, I was playing on like probably like a slightly higher difficulty, but still with a VIP mod. Yeah, I think if I played the mods and then like I see like, oh, can this actually feel like a good game? Maybe I can try to do that, like try the VIP mod, see if my opinion on humankind would change, because it could just be an issue of it's unbalanced, which in that case maybe. But even then, like people also complain about, oh, the ages go too quickly, so that's why Civ 7 is only doing 3 ages, because we have antiquity, exploration, and modern. And I think they realized that they realized from humankind's mistake.
Oh no!
With too many ages.
Oh no!
And
I
do hear the. Oh wait, I allowed the collab input, so you guys actually hear the oh no's as well. That means there are ads. Oh, the oh no's beat ads, so I'll wait a little bit. But I do really like I do like the concept of humankind. It's just I'm not sure how I feel. I need to play the game again, I think, in order to get my like actual thoughts on the game. Because I don't want to be that guy who says, I hate this game but I've never played it. Because I feel like I like to give games a chance. Like if I feel like, oh, this game is not for me personally, like for example, like Valorant, it's not my kind of game. I'm not into. I realized like after like I play like Siege, I'm not into high stress games or games that feel high stress. So like, oh, it's like Counter-Strike. Like if I feel like I can die extremely easily, like in general. I mean, yeah, in real life, yeah, you can literally die just like that from a gunshot, right? But still, I'm not into like high stress games, and I realized that once I played Siege. So that made me more like super apprehensive about playing games like Valorant. Like, for example, because I'm not into those kinds of games. And yes, I will not try out Valorant, but I can at least have a reason. Like, I am not into those kinds of games. That game is not for me. But I'm not saying that I hate the game. I'm just saying it's not for me. Because, like, people have their preferences. And you're allowed to have your preferences. If I personally hate a game because of a specific thing, I'll say specifically, oh, I hate this because the balance is off whack. Or with Humankind, for example, I don't like the fact that ages go too quickly. I feel like I'm going through ages like just like that. Oh man, this age feels so important. Man, wow, we're in the next age. Man, like that. I'm not a fan of that. Right, so.
Oh shit!
All right, sorry,
Here we go again.
I got a DM. Like I said before, there is a collaboration thing for like Twitch. People are uproaring about it because they implement it badly, but yeah, I'm allowing the collaborations because watch our videos back. Yes, it's great. Just be able to see the game while you listen to me, I guess. But I actually really like I like the fact that Civ. I know some people are not gonna like it, but I like the simplicity of Civ 7. There's so much difficulty levels. Oh no. I believe you said I could be wrong. You could quote me on this. Does Civ 7 or not Civ 7? Does Aura the AI difficulty is it based off of how smart the AI is? Because I remember I think I said this as a complaint and I think you mentioned something like that. I could be wrong. Yes, okay. So yeah, I'm looking forward to to seeing all that. Seeing like, oh man, how smart is the AI in Aura? But yeah, I like the simplicity of rural districts because rural districts is just simple, right? When you think rural, you think like farming, and like simple life, and I like simplicity of that. And then the urban districts are the ones that are more complicated. Like you have all these building slots, like you can combine buildings. Like for example, like let's say maybe like a granary and a water mill. I guess as an example. That could be something interesting, right? I don't know. I don't even know if there is a water mill. I assume there's the good old classic water mill, but there's an example right like that. And then like I know people mention it in videos as well. You know, like how like the unique districts or not district, unique buildings that each of the antiquity age civs have. I don't know if they all have it, but they do. The ones that do, you can combine both of their unique buildings, and you can make a unique district. Like for example, with Egypt, you combine both of their unique buildings in a little tile, and you make a necropolis. And I really like that. Like I like the complexity of urban districts and the simplicity of rural districts. Because I feel like it actually like emulates real life. But 10 difficulties in sandbox creative. Okay, and a medium length game is 700. I normally play on as fast as I can, so I literally don't care about length. As long as I feel like you could play a game of Civ or a game of Aura in like one sitting. Which I'd say about like 4 or 5 hours. Although, I don't know. Large map can support 30. Jeez. But that's gonna be crazy, huh? But yeah, let's continue on. Let's see what else I want to talk about here. I know there's like, I feel like there's like, I remember people said that there's like bonus resources and luxury resources, and I believe you can like import and export these resources to like different cities or settlements, I should say. I don't know what it's like or how they're implementing it. I know there's like a trader unit, so I assume that's how you do it. I don't know, but I want to see how this is going to be implemented. I also want to know how settlements and like towns and everything's gonna be implemented. I feel like it's gonna be like similar to Millennia, where you have like towns, or not towns, but you put in a settlement that's like not outpost, but like we'll call it settlement for the sake of things, like not settlement, fake settlement. and that'll be like a dedicate. You can dedicate it as like a farm town or like whatever. And you can send stuff from there to the actual settlement. But y'all know I like to play freaking tall, so it's great. I wanna learn more about that system as well, because because they do have a settlement cap now, so I'm kind of curious about how they're gonna do all that stuff. But yeah, I know some people are not fans of it because, but what about my wide? I want to go so wide. I mean, I feel like I don't know. It's the definition of wide versus tall, that fun jazz. 12 areas split into 3 acts. Okay, I do like this split into 3 acts. I think that's the main issue with humankind is it's not split into acts, and I think humankind very much benefits off of splitting into those acts instead of eras, because I feel like it could be okay with the changing eras. I think, I don't know, like I have to think about it a little bit more. It's because it just feels weird. I don't know, like when you look at a person in humankind, it's like, oh, they were Egypt, and then now I look at them in, let's say, medieval era, and then like the Khmer, and it's like, I don't know. The 2 weakest nations go extinct. Yeah, yeah. There's a toggle. Yeah, if there wasn't a toggle, I think a lot of people would complain. There's literally multiplayer community, like that's a thing, and if that's not toggleable, it's like the 2 weakest nations, you are irrelevant, gone, GGs. That's literally eliminating this literally eliminates the fun in multiplayer. So good that there's a toggle, because no, I would absolutely veto the heck out of that. In fact, I feel like a lot of people would mod that out, because I feel like a lot of people would really hate that. Personally, I think I probably would not like it either. So you are the weakest link. Goodbye. Yeah, yeah. And yeah, I'm not a fan of that personally. So I definitely would toggle that off. I don't know why that's an idea to begin with, personally. So I can't really say. Wait, at the end of an act. So I guess, okay, it really depends on the number of players, actually. Because is it the 2 weakest nations, period? Or is this 2 weakest nations based off the number of players? Or empires or civs? Because if it's just 2, period, then sounds kind of weird if it's just straight up just 2. based in prestige. Okay, so is based off of that. Okay, but
An ancient fruit, ripe for cultivating, is spotted.
Okay, we got dates there, and I do like the borders expanding based off of rural districts. I feel like it makes a lot more sense than culture. Because you have more people who can enforce the borders because they live there, right? So I don't know. I personally like that better than the culture personally. So it also makes food a much more useful resource because of the fact that food is literally just growth, right? And yeah, more pops is good, right? But sometimes like later on in the game, it's like not as good. Like for example, in Civ 6, it might not be as good to grow too many population because you might not be able to handle it because of the amenities. Whereas Civ 5 is okay because you tradition pog. But yeah. If we're watching one of the Ara videos, watch Raptor. Okay, I'll take note of that. I'll put the Raptor video as a more better priority than the other one for myself for later. I do want to pivot. I do mostly want to focus on Civ 7 though. So I do want to just say, just please focus on Civ 7 at the moment for now. If we mention a mechanic and you feel like, oh, this mechanic in the other game applies to this system, like, oh, I like this system better or whatever, you're free to say that. That's personally fine. I'm okay with that.
Dates will provide more sustenance for our citizens.
Because I mostly want to talk about Civ 7 and like the pros and cons. What we can also learn from other 4X games as well. I do like to talk about Ara because Ara is a competitor at the moment. So I do want to talk about it.
Our city continues to grow.
And yeah, you can see like the urban sprawl. Okay, yeah, the urban sprawl is based off of you have to put it next to an urban district. And your city center is an urban district. So like as you can see here, like people are placing the urban stuff around the capital. You can place it over here as well. And you can kind of like do like a little snake urban snake sprawl. You could do that too. but yeah, I do like that. Like it emulates urban sprawl. I like it. But yeah, it's definitely like each game definitely like has a different appeal. So 100% like if a system in Ara sounds really good just because, it might not be good in Civ, and vice versa. Because like, for example, like the urban sprawl thing that I was saying earlier might not really apply to Ara. So if you think it applies, feel free to mention it because I do want to learn more insights on other games. Yeah, Ara leads more towards grand strategy. So like yeah, Civ 7 we're now seeing that now that we know Civ 7 is more so a 4X game rather than grand strategy. So far that I have learned from people talking in various places. So that's why like not everything applies to the game because not every idea is universal. And that's okay. It's like content creation. Like not every content creator will appeal to everyone. Because if that's the case, I'd be freaking surprised, right?
As more urban and rural.
This is why like most people like I know we're pivoting off of this, but that's why a lot of people like people for their personality, right? Like I don't know, my personality, I just freaking yap randomly about stuff. I have hyperfixation syndrome. Civ, freaking Star Rail, you know, all the fun jazz, strategy, roguelites, you name it. But and then I just vibe, you know. You can see all these like rural mines, like you can see. Wait, hold up, wait. Let me go back. Yeah, you can see like there's like rocks here, so that's why the rural district is a mine, because these have rocks, so we're gonna mine the rocks, right? It makes sense. Ooh, rock. Smash rock, get rock, use rock. Rural district, right? I like that. Simple.
Continues to grow.
But I'm curious as to like how what urban like buildings are gonna be like how are they gonna interact with the rural ones and all that fun jazz. I know you can like replace like rural districts with like urban ones, like so for example, for that mine,
More urban and
yeah, that mine right there, you can replace that mine. You can put a building on it. Assuming let's say for example, this urban district was over here instead, and you place a urban thing, place a building over here instead. You could do that. So yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious about how the combinations are gonna work. Sometimes there might not be any. I don't know. Sometimes there will be. Who knows? But yeah.
rural developments spring forth. We pursue.
And then you can see like here, yeah, like right here, urban districts don't culture bomb. And for those of you who don't know what culture bomb means, it means it takes all the tiles next to that tile and then it makes it the borders. So this is a rural district. It took all these tiles, put it in a waset. This one does not, because this is a urban district. Like you can also see like this stuff is also part of Egypt, because there was probably a rural district around here somewhere. I believe I saw one over around one of these two here, and then there's one here. I have one here, so it took all of this here. I took all of this here, and all of this here, and then we have a fishery, so all of this here. And I think this is a unit, and this was a fishery, and then it turned into a urban district. So yeah, all of this here, and then I think this is a unit that I think is a trader unit that's going through a navigable river. And yeah, that's what I like. Yeah, you see this icon right here. Yeah, that's them going through the navigable river, and I love that. I love navigable rivers. If you get nothing off of this freaking thing, I love navigable rivers. It's my favorite thing. Because like rivers are very important, I think, in like most civilizations, and I'm glad that they're playing a bigger role today. Today, I mean, they've been playing a big role, but they play a big role in Civ 7. So I'm glad. And we have this thing over there. I don't know what that is, but there's something over there. No, I think it's a resource. Actually, I'm not sure how to feel about I said this before, but people do have their gripes about the UI. I would not have realized that these were bonus resources. I don't know. It feels like it's like being covered by the actual stuff. I don't know. If I would not have noticed, I'm gonna be honest. Like if I saw the screen, I would not have noticed that was that. Wait, hold up. Let me make sure.
To advance rural development spring forth.
Okay.
We pursue.
Yeah, I would not. I would not have realized that this was a thing. Yeah, it's not. It doesn't feel distinguishable. Yeah, I feels like it blends too well in. So, the bonus / luxury resources need to be bigger and more noticeable, in my humble opinion, in my UI quote unquote expert opinion. Because holy frick, I didn't even. I knew there were dates here because this thing showed that, and I knew this was a thing. But yeah, that's also small. That's also small. I'd also argue maybe the yields are maybe a bit small. Like maybe they could be a little bigger as well. Personal opinion, but I don't know. Personally, they're like big enough, like maybe on the smaller side, but I feel like they could be a little bigger, personally. But yeah, this this size, no, I can't accept that size, bro. What the shit, bro? I never heard about Aura until now. I actually never heard about Aura until DJ talked about it. Actually, Sarge, welcome on in. How you doing? They started to market it out. Yeah, I think I actually saw in the. I think I could be wrong. I think in the Steam news thing, like when you log into Steam, you see like, oh, all these like promotional stuff. I think I saw Aura like, oh, hey, it's cool. It's here. You can pre-order it, I think, or whatever. Our history until, let me check. I just wanna check. Oh yeah, it is like available for pre-order. It is $60. Pre-orders, just like Civ. But yeah, it's grand strategy. Aura is more so on the side of grand strategy, whereas Civ is like a hybrid of grand strategy and 4X. I don't know what Civ 7. I feel like Civ 7 is gonna lean more towards 4X, based on what I'm seeing here with like the sprawl, with the unit management as well, because it feels very, very 4X-y for me, in my opinion. I do like the battles are a big confrontation, yeah. As well. So far that I've seen, I think I like Aura, but I can't really say. Yet. Because I haven't seen enough. But
ripe for cultivating.
But yeah. Yeah, this, I don't even know what this is. This is like Coco? What is this? Oh yeah, there's also a resource here too. 45 liters and 32 civs, man. Holy. Yeah, like that's a resource. This is I even realized this is a resource. And that's a unit. Yeah. Yeah, UI absolutely could do way better. Okay. Yeah, could do better. 100%. We make the game structure, everyone do their turn. Yeah, I am aware of that as well. Like you just like simultaneous. It's not like, oh, it's like my complaint is Civ if in War and Civ, because like, oh, you click if you click first, you get priority and stuff. Like people always like in Civ 5 like pro play, people complain about first move as well. So. Which is a term where you like, oh, this person got to attack before I did, and he killed my unit when I could have retreated with that unit. So, whoever's ready to make an army retreat if they're simply fight until they die. I'm curious about that too. Yeah, because you see in the armies, not the best one to look at, but you see how like the armies are fighting here. Yeah, I wonder. I assume this is just like a aesthetic thing, but I'm curious if the armies are allowed to like retreat, and if they can, if that has a consequence. I assume it's an idle thing. Yeah, same thing as well. Okay, just wanted to make sure, but I don't know yet. I was talking about Aura. I know you're talking about Aura, but it makes me wonder about Civ as well, which is why I'm like wondering. But yeah, as you can see here, there are many people also talking about Caesar, Augustus Caesar, and how people don't like how he looks. I'm kind of in the same boat. I don't like how he looks either. But yes, let's talk about Spiff. Oh, you're talking about Spiff. Yes. I didn't see Spiff's talk about it, but I know that I like the combat. So far that I've seen, I like the combat, 100%.
His ambitions rival our.
But yeah. Okay, and then this one. Let me look at this. So, Age of Antiquity comes to an end.
Age of human advancement
As we get a new
approaches.
age,
The age of exploration.
and then you get to a new
A
age.
new age.
I wish. Okay, I may be stupid, but is there a way to get rid, other than playing the video itself? Is there a way for me to like get rid of the title thing? Because I don't want to see that, because it's kind of in the way. It's slightly in the way. It's not like super far in the way, but yeah, you can also, the commander can respond. Yeah, because if you just suddenly lose a commander, just like that, everyone would complain. It's like that would be like a snowball right there, 100%. Like that would be bad. Like negative snowball. Like someone's commander dies is Jover. Like I'm glad that they didn't respond 100%. Like that is good design choice. And another design choice that this is also probably a divisive one. They took away leveling up Udis, which I am indifferent about. I don't care either way. But I am glad that they are like kind of streamlining it more towards like the commander. So, like if you just make a lot of units, then they're not as good. But if you have the commanders, it's great. I like it. I like the idea. I need to see the execution. So I 100%. I feel like a commander is it's probably not something you could like straight up just build, like just straight up. Because I do see that the commanders do have like some abilities that just improve your cities just straight up. Like you could just park them in your city and then they're happy. Like just improving your city. Talk about compared to Total War generals. I don't really play Total War, but yeah, I could kind of see that. Based on gameplay that I've seen from like Bean and Thaw. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Yeah. But I don't know what this is. I assume this is like the wild card points that you could like wild card science, culture, military, and like economic. I assume that's what those are. Yeah, that's tech. Yeah, science, economy, culture, military. And it's like the wild card. You gain a city to place. It's interesting. In Total Wars, your army don't get XP, but commander does. He gets perks. Yeah. As I think I remember I think saw or beat one of the two, doing those and I liked it. It seemed cool. Okay, gain a city and town. I don't know what this is. And I'm curious about what this is. I assume these are points you get like from the previous age. It's like, oh, if you did extremely well, you can get extra points so that you don't feel like you're losing out. Because this other person was like so slow. Right? Because what I was initially gonna say was, oh, there is a rubber banding mechanic for Civ 7. So at the start of the next era, everyone like kind of somewhat equalizes. And I assume this advanced start thing is like a bonus for the people who were like waiting on the other person. So let's say there's like one person who's like going real slow, whereas everyone else is kind of chilling. You get these points that can help you out because that other person was really slow, and you got and everyone else was like doing really well. Right, so gain legacy after every age was not your game bonus. Yeah, I don't know how big it is, but I assume it's not going to be huge. I assume it's not going to be extremely huge. I mean, of course, if you get like a ton of points, then it's going to be huge. But yeah, for I assume like, oh, if there's like the person who's the most behind is not gonna get any points. And then like based on like how far ahead other people are relative to that person, they get like extra points. Or maybe they just get the points based off of what they did in the previous age. So for example, there are masteries in the tech tree, which I don't know if this is shown in this one. Leaders, but there are tech trees, and some of the techs do have like a mastery thing. I assume you might quote unquote be able to get these points from those as an example, maybe. So I don't know. But yeah, let's see. Is there anything else I want to talk about? We talked about units, which I liked so far. I don't know if there are any more like unique unit abilities. I assume there will be. Like obviously the commander and the scout, right? Commander can like group up units into itself, and then we can move like as one unit. That's cool. We have the scout that can make a lookout tower to see a little bit further, but use up their movement. And then I think another ability which allows them to see nearby. I'll say goodie huts for now, but there are like these different like sites, like as like tribal villages, but also flavored differently. So I can't really exactly say if it's tribal villages or something else. But those, you see those that are like nearby. So yeah, I don't know. I liked it. I like it. Ages, I'm curious about how they're gonna do ages. Because you see in where is it? Where they put this? Actually, I'll let it
brought
play.
To life by our wonderful new narrator Gwendolyn Christie.
And they
It's
they
just
also have like certain
one
bonuses.
potential path you can take in Civilization 7. This is made possible by our biggest new feature,
Unique units.
Ages.
Okay.
Ages are inspired by a transformational
I need to
idea
remember.
for Civ.
What
That
is?
history
There's something
is
else I
built in
wanted to see
layers.
here. Not this.
This idea is a way of understanding how civilizations have grown.
There was a graphic
changed, and
for
evolved
this that I wanted to
over
look
time.
at specifically.
Think of the first civilizations of the world as creating an initial foundation. As a civilization.
This is also very divisive. The ages system in general. I know I said this earlier, but the age system is also divisive for quite a bit of people because they don't like swapping saves. And I personally am okay with it. Like, you guys know that I really like I like the idea of humankind. And I like this idea. It's just how well they're going to implement it. I think at the moment, I think this is going to be implemented decently well enough. So I have high hopes for this, but because I love the rubber banding. I think that's like number one. I really like the rubber banding. Just because of the fact that I will say 100% for those of you who don't play like Civ 5, Civ 6, multiplayer specifically, or if you don't play like somewhat like, I don't want to say professionally, but if you play with people, there are some points where like, oh, this person feels like they're kind of irrelevant. And I think the ages is a very good mechanic in making sure this person is like, oh, this person is not going to be irrelevant. This person is still going to be relevant. And that's good. Yeah, logos of your mom's house. Yeah. I'm not trying to keep you prisoner, Sarge, but I'm glad that you're able to drop by. Hope you have fun at your mom's house though. And thank you for dropping by, and as always, make sure about yourself and take care of yourself. But where's the graphic?
New layers are added to that foundation in the form of things
Is it not
like
here?
technologies, schools of thought, and cultural norms. At some point, civilizations, faced with a crisis that defines their time, must evolve. When that
Oh yeah, this is probably also a little thing that I feel like some people might have a problem with. I know this is probably somewhat of a hot take. I'm actually okay with this. I kind of like seeing the crisis policies. Like, it's like, oh, if the game is going for for a while, like bad things will happen, and then just like the transition into the new. I believe they said that once this bar fills all the way, you go to a new age. So if someone is missing like texts and like civics and stuff, once you go to the new age, you get all the texts and civics from the previous age, and then you rubber band back. And then the bonus stuff that you see in oh wait, no, it's here. It's here. Okay. And the bonuses you see here are stuff you get because like, oh, you did so well in this particular area. Here's some bonus stuff that you get because you did so well, right? I don't know.
And new opportunities.
Might be this.
New technologies to
Okay.
research.
You know, I'm
New
gonna
resources to acquire.
we're gonna I already watched all of this, so it's not like
We are to take on
I'm
the challenges
missing
of this
out
new
on
age.
anything.
We must.
But yeah, we have this, which you could like swap to another civ, right? Obviously, there could still be like stuff such as like, oh, Egypt in the exploration age. I first have it. It might be a thing. I don't know, but I know for sure that like I saw people talk, or at least the devs, or someone talk about like Japan. Like there's like antiquity age Japan, exploration age Japan, and then like modern Japan. Like I feel like those are like kind of like wildly different, for example. So I'm curious if there's gonna still be like an overlap like that. I assume so, because I mean it just feels like that feels accurate. Like there are some civs that literally just really actually straight up stood the test of time. They didn't like randomly show up in the middle of like the exploration age, for example. Like for example, America. Right? I wonder if America is gonna be exploration age or is gonna just be modern. I'm curious. Like England or like maybe France. England, France, let's say Germany, Russia, like there are some definitely absolutely 100% there are going to be civs that could potentially be in multiple ages. And you make a historical choice like right here. Egypt, apparently it would make historically more sense for them to go transition to Zonghai, for example. I'm not going to say whether or not that's accurate because I'm not a historian, but I'm curious as to like, let's say, oh, it's not historically accurate. Because I know they mentioned, okay, I don't think it's here either. Actually, I can do this and it'll show me. Wait, I don't think I see it. I like the wide in the bottom though. Wait. Oh wait, right there. Right there.
Only selecting civs that have his.
Okay. So for example, with Mongolia, it says locked, required 3 horse resources. I don't know if that's actually gonna be true or not, but this is as an example. Like I'm curious as to like how many of these like civs are gonna specifically be like, oh, this is you have to get this requirement in order to pick this civ. Like if you came from this previous civ, you have to get this civ. Or if you pick this civ, you are automatically able to go to this other civ because it makes sense historically. So I'm curious. I'm curious as to like how well they're gonna implement this. I'm also I'm also curious about another thing, which is can there be multiple of the same Civ? I assume the answer is yes. I don't know. I could be wrong because you guys know how like there's different. We have leaders, right? I'm gonna say right now. I did say earlier. I did make the mistake that I thought the leaders would change as the ages change, but you do keep the leader throughout the whole game. So I'm curious. I'm assuming you're normally not able to have the same leader. But I could be wrong because they do have their own unique bonuses, so I can't say. But assuming no, that normally in a normal game you would not be able to have duplicate leaders. I'm curious if like you could have like I assume you can get Songhai, like 2 people go Songhai. Like, Egypt went Songhai or Hatshepsut went Songhai, whereas Axum also went to Songhai. Like for example, I forget the leader name for the Axum one, but yeah. Because there's an Axum lady. She has a sword. I forget her name. But let's see. I also noticed something else. This. I'm very curious about this. Not this. I know there's like a big hurricane, but I'm curious about this. This tile. As I remember, I mentioned this tile before. I don't know if this is just volcanic land made from a volcano, or if this is literally just a tile that's like similar to like a cliff in Civ 6, where there are some tiles where you can't disembark onto that tile. I don't know if this is the same case here. Which if this is, then how the frick do you get on this freaking tile? If it's even a navigable, or if you can even go on the tile. I'm curious on what this tile is. Like, I'm actually curious. Because it looks like an interesting little like piece of land here. Even if it, we don't even know if it is like actual land. But I do like this, the look of this. But yeah, natural disasters are still going to be in the game. I assume it's going to be similar to Civ 6 or natural disasters. If something happens, bad things happen, but also good things can happen as well, like with fertility. I'm curious about that as well. Because I don't know if anyone actually talked about natural disasters in any like Civ 7 like video. I haven't, other than the fact that there are natural disasters. I don't know. I have never seen anyone talk about these, so I'm curious about that. Maybe in their demo playthrough that they tried to avoid putting any kind of thing that causes natural disasters in the game. Maybe they did that, and maybe that's why there's zero talk about it so far that I've seen. I don't know, but I'm curious. I'm very curious about natural disasters though, so I want to look. I want to know. All right, I want to know, man. It's like, for example, a hurricane. I don't remember if they help with coastal resources or not, but I know volcanoes do. They help with tiles, so that's really nice. There's tornadoes, which don't help at all, which is very sad. And then like blizzards, desert dust storms, and like those. I like those. Those are kind of neat. I assume natural disasters are a toggleable feature, because I know some people are probably not gonna like it. I don't know. I could be wrong, but you never know. Let's see. What else is a system I want to talk about? Okay. Gameplay. You have ages or leaders of civs. These are probably stuff that like are pretty self-explanatory. They've already mentioned it, but I guess we'll go over it again because I think it might be a good refresher. Maybe there's something I missed. I did read it, but I kind of skimmed through it, so I can't really say if I know everything in here yet. But there are 3 ages: antiquity, expo, modern. Makes sense, yeah. We already know this. Ages are inspired by a transformational idea for Civ. That history is built in layers. So the idea is a way to understand how civs have grown, changed, and evolved over time, and each has its own rich, nuanced journey. I do really like I like the ages. I said earlier, I'm gonna say it again. I like the rubber banding mechanic. It makes people not feel like they're irrelevant. Because I sometimes you get really unlucky with your starts. Sometimes like bad things happen, and when someone feels like they're irrelevant, they leave the game. Like it's if you play like Civ 5 and Civ 6, like you would hear people like, oh, irrel plus, and then like people would be like plus or minus based on like, oh, if we agree or if we do equals, then we don't care. So yeah. And then if there's enough people who vote yes or no, then depending on things, either that person either keeps going or they can leave the game. So I like this mechanic because it makes people realize, oh, we don't have to. That's only for competitive modes, yes, but I am somewhat in that spectrum of competitive multiplayer. Because I don't like having like my friends feel like they're extremely outdated. Like I don't like my friends like play the game and they feel super irrelevant like compared to me. Because sometimes I get that feeling like, oh man, Kiyo's just gonna freaking steamroll Civ again. I don't want that feeling. I want them to feel relevant throughout the whole game. And I feel like the age system I like because of that. The 5-player cap at the I remember people have been saying different things because they said let me see. I'm trying to remember. Because you could play one age and then or you could play all ages. Because I remember people saying that you can split like how much of the game you want to actually play. So I assume there's like a place where you could just play only the antiquity, only Explo, only modern, or you could start with Explo and then into modern, or you could do antiquity and Explo and that's it. I don't know. I'm curious about like how they're gonna be able to split things, like number of ages. I assume there's like a number of age settings and then starting age setting. So obviously if you start the modern age, you're only able to play one age. So in antiquity age, you could pick 1, 2, or 3. Explo would be 1 or 2, for example. Just saying the obvious, but yeah. But yeah, resources. Each age can obtain a resource on the map that are available during the time period. Some resources span most ages, while others are exclusive to an individual age. I'm curious about very curious about the resources and how this is going to play out. Because they said here, there are some resources that are exclusive to a specific age. So I assume like exploration age is definitely going to have the most resources that are only specific to that Explo age. Maybe, of course, modern as well, because modern is literally the last age. But exploration age, I'm very curious about how many of these resources are going to be limited to just Explo. How many are limited to just antiquity? Because obviously those are like early and mid game, assuming we're playing all the ages. So yeah, I'm very curious about that. Buildings and units. independent power. I really like the independent powers, but the independent powers also change, and I'm curious how they're going to be played out in the Explo in the modern age. Because all we know, information-wise, about these independent powers is that they is stuff from the Antiquity Age, where you can make them your suzerain. It was Potato Mix Whiskey. You said that you can set their suzerain bonus, and I'm curious about whether that suzerain bonus is going to stick throughout the whole game. I assume so, but maybe not. With independent powers changing with each age, so I'm curious about this. And then certain game systems only available during each age makes sense. Playable map area. I think this is why people are talking about the multiplayer stuff. Is because the playable map area. Okay, if you're playing all 3 ages, then I assume this kind of doesn't matter. I could be wrong. Because, like, for example, maybe in the exploration age, you won't have... is when you have access to different continents. Whereas Antiquity Age, you're stuck to one continent. Which I assume this is the reason why people are saying, oh, multiplayer is going to have a 5-player cap. Because of this. Because of the ages. Like, exploration age being the age where you go to distant empires across great oceans, as literally say right here. So maybe this is why people are saying, oh, are worried about the multiplayer player limit is literally because of this. Because assuming you're playing on continents and not Pangea, I assume this is why people are concerned. I don't know what multiplayer is going to be like, whether or not if you play on Pangea or whatever. I don't know. I can't say. But Antiquity Age is going to be pretty limited if you play on continents or even freaking islands, like islands everywhere for that matter. I don't know. But curious. And we have age progression. We have crisis. When one age ends and you begin an age, it's like a new civ. Choose parts of your past civ to carry forward in the new one. Game map expands with new independent powers to befriend new resources and new discoveries. During age transition, there are a few factors to determine which new civ you choose to play as. Historical connections and gameplay decisions. Did I mention crisis? Mention crisis here. And then these are this is whatever. Choice of leader are basically exact same. When I initially thought it was not the case, but it's the same. All right. Alright, don't be confused like me and thinking your leader changes because your civ changes. No, your leader stays the same. So if you were, I don't know, it just feels weird to have Ben Franklin or freaking someone in the info era be a leader in the Antiquity Age, but it's fine. It's not the biggest deal in the world, right? It's like George Washington in Civ 5. You see him in the ancient era, whatever, right? But yeah. Civ 7 lets you mix and match to create new possibilities. Like you could level up your leaders. I am curious as to whether the leader, the perks, the skill tree or whatever you want to call it, is let me look at leader. Wait. There's the one where they say level up the leader. Okay. I don't know, but You can level up your leaders. Oops. I didn't mean to do that.
That's the divine.
So for leaders, you can have like perks and stuff. I don't know if it's the exact same for every leader or if it's specifically or if each leader has a different like skill tree. So I don't know, and I'm a little concerned about that. Because if it's different for each leader, then that's gonna be huge, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. But if it's the same, then I personally prefer it being the same. So I don't know. Because these are like generic leader levels, right? Because I'd rather have like a generic leader level. Personally. But let's see, what else can we talk about? In the modern age, we're not gonna look into that yet. Is there anything else I want to talk about? Is there anything else you guys want me to talk about that I haven't talked about yet? Or if there's something in particular that you want me to expand on? Because I'm trying to think about something. The graphics I'm okay with. Like I don't mind. Graphics probably not something I want to talk about because it's very subjective. Except for maybe some stuff, but I know people have also complained about. Actually, I know people have complained about this, where you have a leader and then you have your leader and then their leader over here looking at each other, and I know people mentioned that there's a problem with that because it doesn't feel personal because the other person is talking to your leader and not you. It doesn't feel personal. And I kind of agree with that, actually. You know what? Honestly, I feel like if they wanted to incorporate your leader into this thing, I know with humankind is similar as well. So I don't mind it too hard, but I'd say, in my personal opinion, wait, I think maybe ads again. Yeah, I think there may be ads again. But I'd say I agree. Make the leader look at you. And then like whenever you have like something you want to talk about, you can have like your leader pop up in the side, not be as big of a deal. Okay, so I guess if we were to go to like Civ, you know what, Civ 5. Civ 5. We go to like no, Askia. Go to Askia. Cuz I like his I like Askia's little thing cuz he looks really cool in a copy image link. He looks really cool. So I'm going to show this on the screen. So you see like Askia, right? Let's say like he's talking to you, right? And then we have like, oh, stuff that you can do with him, right? Or let's say he's talking to you and you have like some options. And then you could do this like kind of like Persona 5 where let's say like me. You know what? We'll use me as the example, okay? Nope, that's OBS. VTube Studio. So I'll move me. So although I'll probably actually don't use me. Let me reset myself. We could use this. Yeah, we'll use this. Okay. We'll use this. Okay. And then we could have like your leader like and like kind of like this portrait style, and then we could have it like be like, oh, here you have the leader in the corner, and like it's like similar to Persona 5, where you have the leader, and then you could have like some words. Have like the choices that you make, and then like okay, just hear me. I just hear me out. Okay, then we have like this, right? And like you pick the choices from here, like here maybe, or like maybe here, or maybe like have like the leader maybe. No, I feel like the leader being like a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, and then like have your leader be closer to one either left or right side, and then you have the choices maybe around near the middle, like usual, or you could have or you could have it like be like a thought bubble, and then you put the options in the thought bubble. Like similar to Persona 5. So let me actually find a P5. So it would kind of be like hold on. It would be like this. Oh, actually, I keep pressing Control C every time. Cause I kind of like, okay, except much less in the way. Let me. Okay. This one. This might be an earlier thing. No, this is Strikers. But yeah, you have like your leader, maybe smaller, like a smaller version of this, and then you have the choices. I mean, like P5 Persona 5 is like very good in terms of like UI. I really like I really like how fluid the UI is in Persona 5. So very good example of like kind of like if you want to do like kind of like dialogue between like a people. I think Persona 5 is pretty good at that. So yeah, kind of like this. And then I don't know if they're gonna do that in particular. Maybe some people are just gonna say, "Oh, I think that's too anime style. I don't like it." But you know, I wouldn't mind it if Civ 7 decided to go in this direction with the leader interaction. Like when someone goes like, "Oh, I have a trade deal. Would you like to support it, accept it, or decline it?" Like that kind of deal. Like I like to see like the interactions between other empires be more like this. Whereas if it's just like, oh, I'm selecting an option, then I'm okay with the Civ 6 style. Because Civ 6 is kind of like, okay, yeah, it's fine. Actually, let's go Civ 6. Civ 6 diplomacy screen. So yeah, we have Civ 6. I think Civ 6 is like already like pretty good. Like I'd be personally okay with Civ 6 just straight up like just like this. But I mean if there's like a diplo stuff, like, oh, this person requests to talk with you, you get like something like this. And I would definitely be super down with this. Actually, is there still ads? Is there still ads? I don't even know if there's still ads. I think it's good now, but I really like this. I really like this. And then by default, if you want to just talk with someone, you could just have something like this. And I kind of like that. Obviously, it's not going to look like this straight up. But, you know. And then there's something else in particular. Where's like a trade? Trade. Okay. I have this. Of course. I'm curious. Like I do like Civ 6's like diplomacy screen, like as it is. Like it definitely could be improved on. Like or it could like there could be some extra stuff that could be like more theatrical, like this. I like this. I like this. Okay. Do I have a bias for Persona? Yes. But I mean, oh yeah, I also realize I still have the stuff in the way. Actually, in fact, I could get rid of these. Okay. There you go. I was scared that if I pressed Control Z too many times, I would accidentally crash the stream. But fortunately, that did not happen. Okay, but yeah, I really like this a lot, and I want to see more of this in like Civ, like or in any kind of like game that has like a lot of diplomacy. Because I kind of like, obviously it doesn't make sense in like games like Stellaris, because that's more of a I feel like it doesn't fit that game. But with like Civ, like anything that's like limited to the planet Earth, I feel like this could be okay. Obviously, it doesn't have to be anime style. I'm not here trying to advocate turning Civ into anime. Even though there are definitely gonna be mods that are gonna turn Civ into anime. We probably already have that happening, but you know, you get what I mean. I want to see like more dynamic kind of like dialogue between the leader and you, and make it feel more personal. Like if you feel like you're making a choice, you get like kind of a more visual novel kind of style choice. Okay, well I don't know about visual novel. I don't want it to be like Peter and then you get freaking whatchamacallit. You get choice A, choice B, and choice C. I'm not saying we have Peter and then you just get these three words in front of him. No, that's bad. That's not what we're here for. But I do want to see like a little more. I want the diplomacy and interaction with other leaders to feel more alive. Is basically what I'm saying. More alive and personal. Like I do think that that by doing this, it makes it feel a little more alive because it's like a play. It looks like a play. But I don't know if that's what I want to go toward. I don't think this is what I want personally. Like said with the humankind, I'm not sure if I want that personally. Whereas maybe with humankind, I'd probably be a bit more amenable towards it because this is kind of like this. We're not doing like actual leaders. We're not in humankind. It's just like you could be putting your friend in the game, whereas in Civ, you're putting like actual leaders, and we're not talking about like these are like head of states. Like we have Benjamin Franklin, who I mean I don't think he was leader, was he? Ben Franklin. He wasn't really a he's not a president. He was definitely pretty integral for America, but I don't think he was like president or anything. So unless I'm stupid and I don't know freaking American history and I should be ashamed of myself. And he actually was president at some point. Like he was a founding father. I don't know if he was president. So yeah, anyway. like it's like it took a step in the right direction in terms of like it feeling alive, but it took a step backwards in the it feels personal, right? And I feel like it feeling personal, I think feels a lot better than it feeling alive. So I would rather it tone down on the play, the play aesthetic, and make it more personal again, like this. All right, I want to know that this guy, I should be wary of this guy because this guy has some war aesthetics because he can be a war civ, right? Askia in Civ 5, he has the mud pyramid moss thing, which is kind of culture ish, but he does also have the cavalry and river stuff that he could just mess with you with. I know in Civ 5 like vanilla, or I should say not vanilla, but whatchamacallit, yeah, I guess vanilla. No, unmodded. Because I don't want to say vanilla because some people might confuse that as to no DLC. So I'll say unmodded Civ. He's just average, if I remember correctly. But I know in like Lek mod, which is a multiplayer, like kind of like I guess more on the competitive side, kind of like Civ 5 mods, is a mod that I like using as well. Like NQ mod, Lek mod, I like using those. Those mods make Askia kind of nice, but like where he can like ignore terrain costs when he's going across rivers. That's nice. Like across, I don't know about like over, but across, I don't know. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I played Civ 5, let alone Askia, let alone Lek mod, so I can't say. But as for Civ 7, yeah. Personally not a fan. If it's there, it's there, but I would rather have like this. I'd rather it just be this. Okay, obviously without the stuff here. Where they just like talk to you and like complain, "Oh, hey, how dare you war me?" Or, "Oh, you'll pay for this war," or whatever. And then when they're being diplomatic, you see like stuff like this. Assuming it's not anime style, of course. But or if it's like a trade offer, you'll see the offer and then it'll be like you have like the person over here or your leader over here, or like trade offer, like, oh, this, let's assume leaders over here. Might be pretty hard to see my cursor. Actually is good. The leader like be in the middle here, assuming this is smaller, of course. Like, oh, I have this like trade thing that we could do, and because Civ 7 has this thing where you can accept support or decline it. Like you'd have like your leader being like smaller and then be like, oh, I could choose to pick these options, right? Obviously, again, this part's not going to be nearly as big. Personally, I don't think it should be that big for Civ 7. Obviously, this is Persona, so of course it's going to be big. This is literally Joker as the MC, so of course it's going to be big. But yeah, let's see, what else do I really want to talk about with Civ? Like, I like what I see with Civ. It's just definitely there are some like concerns for sure. Like specifically for me, it's UI. Certain graphics, and that's mostly it. Like, tell me if there is another issue that I said that I thought there would be issues about, because those are mostly my issues, is UI and this that I could see. because again, like I said before, I have not played the game myself, so I can't say whether or not this specific mechanic feels intuitive. This mechanic feels like it's making the game too simple, for example. Like, I don't know. I can't say that myself because I have not been able to go in depth by playing the game, so I can't say. But as for everything else, yeah, I don't know. But anything else you guys want me to talk about? Or not? Because otherwise, I may just end stream here. Because I did not. I'm not here to try to like talk too much. Because like I said before, I didn't know what I was gonna stream today, so I decided, yeah, watching the other video. That's okay. You also feel free to say, oh, I see this mechanic in Aura, and you can you tell me like, oh, how is this translated in Civ 7? Because obviously there are some similarities. Obviously, a grand strategy game isn't the exact same as a 4X, but there are some that you can like kind of take off of like inspiration from. Like, inspiration can come from like the weirdest of things. I'm gonna say right now. All right. Sometimes I see stuff in like another person's chat, and I see, oh man, I could make a meme song out of that, for example. Did I make something out of that? I feel like I did. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah. That said, then if there's nothing else, or maybe okay, since I'm probably gonna make this into a YouTube video, if there is anything else you want me to talk about for YouTube, feel free to say in the comments, because I like to talk about this stuff. I love Civ, and of course, don't be freaking like, I hate this because I hate it. Like, if it is like, you can say I hate this because this doesn't feel personal. Like, it's like with like graphics. Like, I don't like how this is shown because I think this does not feel personal. And Civ 6 and Civ 5 felt more personal like this because they're looking at me. They're talking to me, right? Resource crafting system. Ah, yes. I'm curious about how Civ is going to deal with resources as well. I don't know if it's going to be similar to just if it's just going to be it's going to be plus number of this, or if it's going to be something like combining a resource. Because I know in Millennia they also have like resources that you can turn into other resources. So for example, you can turn wheat into flour into bread. That's like the most obvious example for Millennia. But I'm curious as to how Civ is going to incorporate resources. If it's going to be similar to how it is in the previous games, or if it's going to have some kind of a complicated system where you can turn a resource into another resource, or like a simple resource into a complex resource, and you can trade that with other people. I'm curious. Very, very curious about it. But yeah. I think there's really not much else I want to talk about. Because we talked about, okay, gameplay, units. I'm okay with the units so far. I don't see anything wrong so far. We don't have enough information regardless, so I can't say anything yet. Movement, still that's unit based. Diplomacy. Okay, I know people did talk. Okay, actually, diplomacy. There are people who actually don't like the influence system. It is a thing in Civ Beyond Earth. I know there's gonna be some people freaking cringing at what I just said right now, just Beyond Earth, because there is a influence system in that game. I don't know. Did I really say that? Yeah, you guys are able to trigger the command. The cooldown for a Nightbot I think is like 15 seconds, but the Baka command, I don't know. Don't, of course, don't spam it, obviously, but yeah. I'm okay with it personally, because you could use diplomacy to like force people to help you. I feel like a lot you could do. I feel like diplomacy system I think is nice, like with the resource. So I don't know. Maybe some people might like it, some people might not. But I like the influence points. I don't know how empires are going to be able to accrue more of those, but I don't know. Maybe you can get more based on your civ. Maybe there's specific techs, civics. I don't know, but I'm curious about that. Happiness is also back. I don't know what happiness. Oh my god, I don't know how happiness is going to be implemented in Civ 7, but it is back, and apparently it is somewhat tied to the policy card system, which is in Civ 6 as well. So I am curious about how they're gonna do that. I don't know. Maybe it's gonna be good. Maybe it's gonna be weird. I don't know. Because I heard, I think from I like I said, I watched the Potato Mist Whiskey video right before I started stream. I don't know. Like it's apparently it's somewhat tied to the policy card thing. So I don't know. Curious about how that's gonna work. Or like how policy slots are gonna be how you can get more of those. Whether it be happiness or your government or whatever. So I'm curious about that. Or whether like the happiness ones where you get the extra policy cards is gonna stick with you throughout the ages. Like that's also a concern for me. Maybe it's only for one age, or maybe it's until you get to a new government, because there are some governments in this game. So I'm also curious about that. So yeah, we haven't really looked much into the civics tree, I don't think either, but there is a civics tree still. Curious about that. I am also aware of there was a specific thing. I forget if it's even here or not. But there was okay, I guess the most that I can remember is that it looked not similar to this screen, but it had similar symbols, like with the science, the economic, culture, and military. There was some stuff about that in that page. I forget what that was about. I don't know if that's like the victory condition. I don't know exactly what the victory condition of the game is. But I assume it's gonna be very intuitive. It's gonna be intuitive, similar to it might be similar to Humankind. It might not be. I forget, but we'll see. We'll see. But otherwise, let's see. What else do you want to talk about? Not much that I can think of right now, actually. Leaders are okay. I'm like neutral towards that. Obviously, navigable rivers is the thing. If like I said before, if you get nothing out of what I'm saying, just know I love navigable rivers. When in doubt, just say Kiyo loves navigable rivers. Pog. Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's really much else I need to talk about. I think I yapped enough about like everything. But if you feel like I'm missing something, you're free to tell me. And yeah. Otherwise, with that said, I think I'm just gonna call it here. It is 5:30 for me, as of me doing this. So yeah, I'm gonna go eat. Thank you all so much for joining me. Let me find someone to raid. Which? Okay, so we can. There are some people that I could raid out to. Ooh, yeah, I'm seeing like there's some people that I could knock. I don't wanna accidentally knock. Ooh, nope. Don't want to accidentally click that. Oh, don't want to click that either. Holy frick! There's some. Oh my, there's a lot more people down there that haven't done the thing. Oh no. Okay, you have it. Oh no, there's more people for who didn't do the thing. Oh no. Okay. I think I'll just raid Q on. Like, when in doubt, just raid your friends. She's doing Persona 3. We did mention Persona before Persona 5, so I guess we might as well. Raid out to Q. I mean, I raided her last time too. So we're basically talking about the same thing. Raiding Q after I talk about Civ 7 on Tuesday. Coming back to today, raiding Q just to after talking about Civ 7. Anyway, it's time to raid out. Yeah. Oh, what the heck? Oh my goodness, the raid message didn't actually show up. That's interesting. I didn't realize sometimes it just doesn't want to show. But yeah. Copy pasta, whatever. Yeah, but yeah. Thank y'all so much for joining, and as always, make sure about yourselves and take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful life, everyone, and I'll see you guys on Tuesday. I'm gonna be doing probably Star Rail on Tuesday. We're gonna do the trash can event, the other one. I know there's multiple, but you know, we got trash can event. We got Thursday. I don't know what I'm doing. Saturday is gonna be Kiyosekai. I actually realized next week is Kiyosekai. I'm probably just gonna do the other slice and dice Kiyosekai that I did not do from last time because I had two choices. But so last month we did slice and dice for random VTuber friends. Now I think we're just gonna go off of the other thing that other choice, which was a redo for the previous Kiyosekai for slice and dice. So yeah, look forward to that. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. Peace.